There's no doubt which is the hottest place on the Silk Road. It's Turfan. It was in the middle of August, midsummer here, that the China-Japan joint expedition arrived at the place which was once called the Land of Fire. The Turfan Basin is near the beginning of the South Tian Shan section of the Silk Road, which lies between the Tian Shan Mountains and the Taklamakan Desert, right across the middle of the Western lands. The hot air shimmers in the basin, which lies to the east of the Tian Shan Mountains. Summer temperatures average over 40 degrees Celsius, or 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We were headed for Lake Aydin, which is near the lowest part of the basin. Next to the Dead Sea in the Middle East, Lake Aydin is the lowest place in the world. Our altimeter read 154 meters below sea level. But all there was to see was what looked like a vast expanse of flat sand. Apparently, the huge lake had completely dried up. But when we tied ropes around our waists and walked into the sand, hot, muddy water spurted up from under our feet. It was a lake after all. In fact, it's quite a dangerous spot. But no matter how much you exert yourself, you can never feel any sweat. As soon as it appears on your skin, it evaporates. It's extremely dry here, and the annual rainfall is only about 1.5 inches. Turfan used to be an important junction between two sections of the Silk Road that passed south and north of the Tian Shan Mountains. And today it's still important for the same reason. The population of Turfan is 170,000, and 70% of these are Uyghurs. They're descended from nomads who once wandered the Mongolian steppes. In about the 9th or 10th century, the Uyghurs came to the oases of the Western lands and settled down as farmers. Most of the people here are Muslims.
向前面照着，你前面前面照，他下来。
This is a cinema we found in the main street. Plays and films are about the only forms of entertainment available in Turfan. Going inside, we saw there was no roof. As it rains so seldom, there's no need for one. Even at night time, the temperature never falls below about 30 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So, to escape the heat, the people sleep on the roof or in the garden under the moon. They've lived the same sort of open-air life ever since they first left off being nomads. A range of reddish mountains lies about 10 kilometers or 6 miles to the east of the town. Travelers used to fear them, and because of the shimmering heat rising from the steep slopes, they've always been known as the Fire Mountains. When the mountains begin to shimmer, the ground temperature is already an incredible 80 degrees Celsius or 150 degrees Fahrenheit. No one ever tries to climb them. During the Tang dynasty in the 7th century, a young Chinese priest called Xuanzang set out for India from the plain below these mountains. In those days, it was forbidden for Chinese to travel outside China. So Xuanzang came quietly from Chang'an, the capital, and 6 months later, he was here. In those days, it was called the land of Gao Chang, and it was ruled by a tribe called Han. Here, at what was once the capital of Gao Chang, we can see signs of the prosperity of the time 1,300 years ago, when Xuanzang arrived after his exhausting journey from the capital. The town lay within a wall that was 1.5 kilometers square, or a mile, and almost 12 meters high, or 40 feet. This is the biggest of all the ruins that are to be found today on the Silk Road.